In this just-in-time training, we will be looking at the new preparations for the Lidocaine Preloads. These new 1%ers will be hitting the streets soon and replacing the 2% preloads that we all know and love. Due to medication shortages and supply chain issues, we cannot get the pink 2% lidocaine preloads, so this is our next best option. Hello friends and EMS professionals, Stephen Sione here, and this is another edition of an Access just-in-time training. So here I have a 2% lidocaine preload with 100 milligrams and 5 milliliters of volume, which yields a concentration of 20 milligrams per milliliter. Here is the 1% lidocaine single dose syringe, which contains 50 milligrams in 5 ml. Yields a concentration of 10 milligrams per milliliter. Let's look at the new 1% preload and we'll go through a quick review of our doses with the new concentration. This box is mostly white with some pink, and the Logistics fancy little green 1% sticker to remind you of the difference. Take-home lesson here is that you will need to give more volume of a lower concentrated medication. Now that we only have half the amount of the drug in the preload. Remember, this one contains 100 milligrams of lidocaine, and this new one will only have 50 or half. Once again, our new 1% concentration is 10 milligrams per milliliter. You just started an IO and you want to give 40 milligrams. How much volume would you administer? You said 4 ml and you would be correct. The dose for ventricular fibrillation or pulses VTAC is IV or IO 1 to 1.5 milligrams per kilograms every 3 to 5 minutes. So now you have a code blue patient in ventricular fibrillation. You've just been shocked and given the patient 1 milligram of epi. It's now time to give your antiarrhythmic, in this case, lidocaine. Remember, the lidocaine 1% preload comes in 10 milligrams per milliliter. Your patient weighs 80 kilos. How much would you be giving at 1 milligram per kilogram? You said to yourself 8 milliliters or 80 milligrams, and you are correct. Remember, you need to double the volume with the new 1% preload, 50 milligrams versus 100 milligrams in the 2% preloads. So if we're good so far, let's dive deeper. Ventricular ectopy and wide complex tachycardia, 1 to 1.5 milligrams per kilograms, slow IV bolus, followed by additional 0.5 to 0.75 every 3 to 5 minutes, not to exceed 3. Remember, no preloads for infusions. We have the 2% vials located in the IV pump bags. We're strictly talking about preloads here so as not to confuse you. So now you have a TCA overdose. For a patient who is in VTAC, sodium bicarb has been given for the hypotension and the wide QRS. Lidocaine over amiodarone is going to be the drug of choice here. The dose is 1 to 1.5 every 3 to 5 minutes to a max of 3. Once again, this preload comes 50 in 5 or 10 milligrams per milliliter. Your patient weighs 100 kilos. At 1.5 milligrams per kilograms, how much volume will be giving? How many boxes will you be reaching for? So I know you're thinking 150 milligrams or 15 milliliters of volume, which would be 3 boxes of lidocaine. In closing, look out for the new skinny white and pink boxes with the green label. These 1% preloads contain half the concentration of the 2%. Therefore, you will need to double the volume. Let's work together to reduce or eliminate medication errors. This has been another edition of Just-in-Time Training. I hope this was helpful. Stay sharp and stay safe.